One thing you got to know about Scientology is that L. Ron Hubbard, if he wrote anything, it's in stone. It can never be changed. And L. Ron Hubbard wrote a policy that says when somebody leaves Scientology or they speak badly about Scientology, the policy is to destroy them utterly. Scientology has an unlimited legal and private investigator and dirty tricks budget. They have an entire spy wing in Los Angeles. The FBI conducted a raid of several Scientology facilities, and they found all this evidence about how Scientology basically framed these people, all sorts of dirty tricks. That organization is called the Office of Special Affairs today. This group, the Office of Special Affairs, one of their sole purposes is to destroy critics of Scientology. That's all they do. I don't know how many other religions have millions and millions of dollars dedicated to spending on private investigators to follow former members. Okay, yeah. I've seen other horrible stuff that happens in other cults and other religions, but from working there for 15 years, I can tell you that Scientology has spent 60 to 70 years perfecting this spy ops, this black ops type of engagement against former members.
I was the head of the Office of Special Affairs for like 20 years. It wasn't fleeting. And I am very familiar with all of these references and how all of this is done. This is the standard operating pattern that the Office of Special Affairs follows.
It says the references at the top. So everything in Scientology has to refer to what you're doing, has to refer to an L. Ron Hubbard policy. So they put the policy on top. It says counterattack tactics, intelligence principles, and OSA Network Order 64, how intelligence is run. Just like any other church, everybody.
I left 20 years ago, but I was under the radar, and then I started speaking out once they stole my mom from me. So at one point, they had like sometimes 3, private investigators on us at a time, tailing us everywhere we went. And they had a camera trained inside my home at all times, right into my house. They rented that house condo directly under us to see if they could hear up into our apartment. They put trackers on our vehicles. They went through our garbage. It was just intense. They put friends on us, to deceive us. So I've been through it, all the different kinds of ways you can imagine. And it didn't work to silence me.
They were paying them $10,000 a week to follow me.
Right. This is a church with tax exempt status.
If when I was joining Scientology, they said to me, if you ever leave, we can have people follow you around 24 hours a day, cut off your family for you because I lost my family. I'll take a pass on this, man. You talk about vindication on steroids. If you're talking about the Church of Scientology, you have that. No compassion for your fellow man. And in all the other religions I've ever looked at or studied, that is one of the most common things, the most common denominator of other religions, compassion.
In that 1,500-page course that I told you about are all the policies that cover how to handle suppressive people, attackers, bigots. In there, it says what the goal of what this is supposed to be. It says a completely muzzled, silenced, or dismissed attacker. They found out what the person seeks to protect. They protect their job. They protect their family. They protect their image, right? Now we try to figure out how to take away their platform, right? Like if they have a job, we get them fired from their job. So then we write the letters. Are you comfortable having a bigot working for you? Are you a family-owned company? Blah, blah. Then they have Scientologists do a letter writing campaign to get the person fired. So now they're dismissed from their job. They're worried about paying their rent. So they can't take the time to go enter into a fight against Scientology. So, because now they need a job. Now they got to, they got to worry about that. So this is the objective. I saw in the documents, in the OSA leaked document, they say, literally, they have it written out like, okay, so you get an up statistic if you get, Mike to shut up, Leah to shut up, Leah fired from her job, Mike seen a wife beater, Leah seen as a racist and a bigot, a religious bigot, inciting murders and hate crimes against us. This is an actual statistic in this department that we
Correct.
are silenced and destroyed. It literally says, one of the statistics says obliterated, that the attacker is obliterated.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Child Services got an anonymous tip that our kids were in danger, and Child Services showed up to our house. We gave all the information over to the FBI. Without saying it, they said, yeah, they did that. 2 private investigators were paid by David Miscavige. They watched this former Scientologist who worked at the Ant Base for 25 years. 2 private investigators. That was their whole life. Just 2 guys were paid millions and millions of dollars to watch one single ex-Scientologist.
You often say things that are so insane only to get out of the auditing session that you're in. And then they release those things out of context and create hate websites on everybody. And they put these things up as something that you did and said, and some of it is partially true, mixed in with untruths, mixed in with omitted data.
It's all slanted toward making the person that they are going after out to be a criminal, a liar, unreliable source of information, and an all-around scumbucket.
Every morning, you would be received by David Miscavige. After he knows who's blown and what are the repercussions to him, possibly, or Scientology, then what happens?
Then it's, so what the fuck is being done about it? First, try and get the person back, like inside our perimeter and under our control again. And if that fails, then it is find out exactly what they are doing every moment of the day. Who are they in contact with? So we have to find out if they're going to law enforcement or they're talking to the media. And if that's the case, then all sorts of things get put into play. Then the lawyer letters start and the threats and people coming to the door. The next step after that is figure out what it is that we can use to restrain the person and effectively blackmail them from doing anything that we don't want to have done. And that comes into the directives that were written by L. Ron Hubbard about find what the person's buttons are.
Like their family, their friends, their reputation, their job, right.
Whatever that may be, then you figure out how to effectively threaten that on 3 channels, 3 different means of using that information to restrain them from doing anything that we don't want them to do.